What's up, everybody? Hey, Tom Laird here, host of the Advice from a Call Center Geek podcast and founder of Expedia. For exceptional contact center outsourcing, trust Expedia. We're fully AI-driven, as all of you know, and can handle voice, email, chat, and all of your digital channels. Our 600-seat USA contact center is expert in healthcare, financial services, insurance, tech support, retail, and more. Experts on the NICE CX1 platform, we ensure seamless customer experiences. DM me or visit expediausa.com for more.
This is Advice from a Call Center Geek, a weekly podcast with a focus on all things call center. We'll cover it all from call center operations, hiring, culture, technology, and education. We're here to give you actionable items to improve the quality of yours and your customers' experience. This is an evolving industry with creative minds and ambitious people like this guy. Not only is his passion call center operations, but he's our host. He's the CEO of Expedia Interaction Marketing Group and the call center geek himself, Tom Laird.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Advice from a Call Center Geek, the call center and contact center podcast where we try to give you some actionable items to take back to your call center, improve the overall quality, improve the customer experience, hopefully improve your agent engagement as well. My name is Tom Laird. For those of you who do not know me, I am the CEO of Expedia Interaction Marketing. Expedia we're a 600-seat call center outsourcer located here in Erie, Pennsylvania. So a little funny story. I kind of went rogue yesterday and did a podcast, published it in one day, which normally we don't really do. Normally I also bring some other people in and get them involved from our marketing area and operations area to kind of help me with some of it. But I was thinking, as I kind of said yesterday in the episode, I was thinking of, all weekend long of 10 reasons why you should not outsource your call center, right? And I think I got yelled at this morning by everybody. They kind of poo-pooed it once they kind of saw that it was published because I didn't really get any feedback or recommendations from any of those guys on the title. And they said I made it sound like finite, right? Because we're a call center outsourcer, but I made it sound like you should never, no matter what, outsource. And that wasn't my intention, obviously. My intention was to say, hey, if you guys are dealing with some of these things, or if this is where your organization is and you're not in a place to outsource, you shouldn't do it, right? Again, just trying to be as transparent as I possibly can and try to add value or make sure that you're not getting led down the road for something that is going to be a miserable experience for you. So to make up for everyone yelling at me, I promised them today, which I thought would be kind of good when you're looking down kind of the iTunes list, right? To play the flip side and do the 10 reasons why you should outsource your contact center. And I think that this will be an interesting list for those of you who may be thinking about it or you're not sure whether you should. These are, 10 really good reasons, why, if you have these kind of issues in your organizations, why you should look at a call center like me, at another call center here in the States, near shore, depending on what you guys are looking for, maybe even offshore, depending on what your clientele is like. But that's what I wanted to kind of do here today. So again, normally I prep for about a week on this, but I think with this topic, if I can't answer or give you guys 10 reasons why you should outsource, I probably should be in a different position, right? All right, so number one is you don't have the infrastructure. We see this a lot. And I would say with the majority of our clients, there is a infrastructure they think is okay, but when they realize what they really have, it leads them to struggle a lot. We see a lot of office phone systems, right, or UCaaS systems, right, not CCaaS, not call center as a service, they're trying to kind of use it as their call center. And they're running into a lot of issues from an integration standpoint, a lot of issues from a WFM and analytics, but not even getting to that, just getting to the blocking and tackling of answering calls and getting reporting, those types of things. So, if I don't want to say not willing to invest, because that's probably not fair, but if the call center is not that priority, right, you make a widget or you sell a service, a lot of times the higher ups are going to put the money into making that widget. So the call center sometimes gets a little bit of the shaft, even though you might have a great experience for your customers with your reps. That can be a pretty big reason that you're struggling with the technology. Number two is you can't scale, right? Scaling is not as easy as people think. And it's great when you say it. It's like expanding a business. Like you think, oh, it's easy. We just, we grow. Well, there's a lot of growing pains that happen with scaling, right? Where are you going to find the associates? How are you going to train them? Do you need more licenses for your CRM? Do you need more licenses for your telephony platform? There's some pain points that go to scaling, and especially if you're scaling from a 10 seat to, you need to get to 40 to 50 to 60 seats. It probably makes more sense to talk with an outsourcer, find out what those costs associated with it are, and let them worry about the hiring of the associates. Let them worry about the attrition. Let them worry about the turnover. Let them worry about that quality aspect. I think that's a pretty big, important role, especially, if you're, I don't want to get into seasonality because I'm going to steal another one of my top 10 here. But if you're a retail company and you're really looking to plus up during the holidays, it might make sense to outsource. You don't have the quality aspect, number 3 of why you should outsource. You're not sure really of that customer journey, that customer experience. You're kind of just winging it, right? You have the ability to monitor or listen to calls, but you're not doing it to the standard that you think you should be doing it. That's another reason that you could look for sure to outsource your call center. Number 4 is it's just not a core skill set, right? And again, a lot of companies tolerate a call center, right? They don't use it as a tool or as a weapon. So again, as I kind of said a couple minutes ago, you're good at what you do, right? What your organization is, whether you're retail and you're making a toy, or you're a technology company and you make an app, right? You're really good at those things. You're good at the programming. You're good at the manufacturing. But the skill set that you need to handle customer support is totally different. So again, if you don't have that skill set, or it's not a priority, outsourcing to somebody who's all they do is this, right? This is our priority. This is our skill set. We don't have another skill set. It makes sense. All right, number 5, and I waited until I got to the middle of this because everybody thinks, again, and I said it yesterday, if you listened to the podcast yesterday, that if price is the number one reason for you to outsource, then you shouldn't outsource because you're not going to find the experience to be good. But I will say, we see a lot of clients that they have a really good experience, but the cost where they are at is so crazy. Right? They're living in a larger city. They're living in a city with, where they need to pay their reps a pretty high rate. And when it comes to paying that rate, maybe being in an office building, it can get really, really expensive. So that's when I think you see some cost savings. So if you're not looking to go bottom barrel, but you're looking to save cost in comparison to, what you are paying, especially if you're in a larger city, or if you're in like a Seattle or a San Francisco or a New York City or a Chicago, any big city, there's just going to be added costs, even getting to work, that entails, that I think could make a lot of sense for larger organizations to look to outsource to, like in Erie, Pennsylvania, right? Where cost of living, just like any smaller city, we're not too small, but it's a smaller city than a New York, obviously, or a Miami, or any of those larger cities. So I think that's where you can really see some cost savings. Not going in to say, hey, I want to pay the least, but I need to make and recoup my ROI quickly, based on what I'm paying my associates and what my costs here in my internal call center. All right, number 6, you're tired of the turnover in the training, right? A lot of call centers that are internal, again, because it's not your core deal, there's not a lot of money that's going into motivations and having fun and, making it that priority. Your turnover's high. And when your turnover's high, you have constant expense of HR expense, of hiring, of training expense, getting those reps. Some of your programs, and I know a lot of larger organizations have trains of 4 to 6 to 8 weeks, right? And that's a big reason why they think they can't outsource. Well, you guys would be surprised. The majority of the customers that we have, which is a microcosm of the whole industry, it's about a 4 to 6 week train, I would say, is probably the mean. So, make sure that can be a really big, don't let that be a deterrent for you to outsource. And it also may be the biggest reason why you should because you don't have to deal with that attrition training. You're going to find that, a dedicated trainer may even do a better job than what you guys are doing because they're going to live, eat, and breathe that program every single day. All right. Number 7, and this kind of goes, and I already kind of stole it, but it can be difficult for a lot of you guys to deal with seasonality, especially you retail guys, right? So if you're going up to, 150 reps from November to January and down to 20 reps, for, a quarter of the month and up to 50 reps for maybe the fall time period as you're starting to ramp up, that can be difficult and place a lot of burden on your infrastructure, on your training, on your hiring of the organization. And that's something that call centers do very, very well, outsource call centers. So that's something, you should definitely look at. And maybe you can still keep a core, 20 reps internally if that's what you want to do, and then send all your overflow to that partner. So you're still kind of keeping your eyes and ears, and probably making people internally a little bit happy as well. All right, number 8, you don't do any kind of data collection or analysis, right? That's a huge reason now, and this is a newer reason that we're all starting to see is, with speech analytics, with all the big data that we can acquire and kind of use now from what your customers are saying, you can use that as a weapon, and that's an instant ROI plus, right? So, to understand, the percentage of customers that think a product is too expensive, or, that love a product, right? That you're getting that sentiment reporting, you're getting trending keywords. That stuff's really important. And if you are a data-driven organization and you don't want to put the infrastructure or the money into buying your own tools, outsourcing can be a way to get that done in a cost-effective manner and to get the best tools that you can in the marketplace. All right, number 9, I think that this is really important, is running a call center and dealing with customer service takes constant upgrades, and it's constantly innovating. The whole industry is innovating, right? We're going from, the using handsets, right, and answering phones, to using the computer, to now moving into skills-based routing, to omni-channel, to speech analytics, to getting into AI, into self-service models, and everything is moving on down the road. Real-time transcription, which we've talked about here, is coming really first quarter of next year. So is your organization willing to constantly be upgrading, purchasing software, purchasing packages, to stay up with the trends that maybe your competitors are? Well, if you have a good call center, that's already going to be taken in account for. That's going to be happening, and you're probably not even going to pay for it, right? It's just going to be kind of part of the process of making sure that you're getting the newest technology, because the call center is going to get it. And number 10, one of the other big reasons that we see is that a lot of clients want either 24/7 access or 24/7 support, or even extended hours that they just can't do, right? The reps won't do it, or they don't want to hire for it. So, pretty much most contact centers have some type of 24/7 capabilities, right? So like for us, we basically go full bore till about midnight. And then I don't want to say a skeleton crew, but it's a much smaller crew that's here from a midnight to 7 o'clock. And then once 7 o'clock comes, we're kind of full bore again. So again, having that 24/7 access is another really good reason and why you may want to look to outsource. So guys, that's my 10. That's kind of, to be honest, without much thought, and I could probably go a little bit deeper into it, but I think there's some really good reasons and some really good thinking that maybe needs to go into some of your organizations, whether you're deciding whether to, buy a new platform, right? Get upgrade our telephony, get all these new bells and whistles, or should we just outsource this thing? Have a small team here that can monitor, that can do those type of functions, that we still keep our finger on the pulse of what's going on, but we don't have to deal with the hiring or the attrition or the constant training, and really having a trusted partner that's an extension of our business or our brand do that for us. So hopefully I made my staff here happy. That's 10 reasons why you should, and I might even say should always outsource your call center. Real quick before we go, guys, I'd love to see some more reviews, especially on iTunes. If you have a second, or if you found any value in the podcast, if you could please do that, I would really appreciate it. Also, please look at me. Check me out on LinkedIn. I'm posting literally 15 to 20 things a day on call center operations. You can check out the Advice from a Call Center Geek Facebook community that we have. You can join our texting community as well. Just dial text call center to 814-247-0366, and that will get you all signed up for that. Again, guys, thank you so much for everything. We're almost at 45,000 downloads. I get so excited when I hear that kind of stuff. So I appreciate all of the following. I guess I should probably tag along here at the end too, not to keep adding some stuff. But if you say, Tom, hey, we've already made the decision and we want to buy, we don't want to outsource. We do have a consulting firm that can help you guys make the proper decision on your telephony platform. Just, hit me up on LinkedIn if you're interested in seeing that. You can also go to callcentergeekconsulting.com and fill out a quick form there, and I can get a hold of you. And you'll deal right with me. You don't pay anything. I get paid on the back end and full transparency with the provider. So, again, if you need any help, that's what I'm here for. Thank you guys so much. Probably going to take the rest of the week off now, and I will talk to you guys next week with another podcast. Bye.